Hello. Welcome back, everybody. We're on episode 101 now. We've done it. We've hit the threshold now. We're in those trip dig, and I'm happy about it, okay? Thanks for everyone who tuned into that last episode 10 days ago or so that we recorded. It was a fun time. We had Mr. Adam Kennedy on. Thanks to Adam for doing the show. It got a little crazy, you know? It got a little bit nuts because we lost power through the birthday segment. And thank God that I recorded as well on StreamYard. So I had to use the first 17 minutes of StreamYard audio because my mixer fucked up. It completely fucked up, and I lost the sound file. Had to start over from that storm. As you can tell, it got a little nuts. Got a little nuts during the birthday thing. A bit of a messy birthday segment, but I think as we turn into episode 101 now, I think it's safe to say I'm ready to retire the birthday segment. I've had my fun with it. It's time to think of something else to do. If I'm going to throw in a little dumb thing before we get to the fitness update, I will come up with it. But as for now, we're just going to proceed as normal. We're just going to go through our things. I'm going to try and be as cohesive as possible. Thanks again. Seems like it got a lot of play around different countries, which is what I like about this. I like that it's being picked up in Lebanon. I like that it's in Morocco. I like that it's in Ireland. I like that it's in Sweden. Okay? I like that it's half Canada, half the world. That's exactly where I want it. That's exactly how it's going to be. And a big chunk of those are my American listeners. I see you. I know you guys are fitness people. I know you guys click on my website. I know you guys listen there. comeloseit.wordpress.com. That's a place that you can listen to the episodes. I put them up. You can stream them on the little Pocket Cast app for free right there in the post. If that's your vibe. Some people are like that, I guess. Some people like hitting those browsers up. I generally don't. I like to have my own, well, it's not my own, but my own personal one that I like to use of a podcatcher. And I just have to say, for all my Android people out here, if you're using Stitcher, you've gotten the notification. It is going away. Stitcher is done at the end of August. You got a month left. They're owned by Sirius XM. Apparently, Sirius XM wants to bring their podcast stuff under their paywall world, which I honestly cannot believe that Sirius XM is still going. I remember when it started. I remember Howard Stern was one of the first people on it, but the only people I know who ever paid for it are parents who bought a new car, and it came with a free year of Sirius XM, and then you somehow just got it for free after that because maybe the dealership found a way where you didn't have to create an account. It just kind of played forever on your car. I swear that's what my dad did. I swear that's what my mom did, and they just listened to that one classic vinyl station. That's it. They don't even browse around. No one's listening to Howard Stern like I used to listen to Howard Stern when he was on Q107 in Toronto when I would go to school every day because it used to take me about a half hour to drive to school. That's how far I lived from my high school. I lived pretty far. So that I remember specifically Howard Stern being on Q107 in the mornings and it just being such a bizarre thing to listen to start your day. Maybe that's what helped me get into this profession, this performing that I've done, the acting and the comedy and everything else. Maybe, you know, well, listening to Howard Stern go after disabled people and dance in thongs and whatnot, it just gets you amped up, I guess. So yeah, if you got the Stitcher, you're gonna want to maybe get your SiriusXM subscription. I think it's probably like free for 6 years. It's always gonna be free. There's always gonna be a little free little promo thing with SiriusXM, and God bless if that's what you're using. If that's what you got in your car and you're having fun with it, fantastic. What else? Oh, you've probably seen just, I hate talking about it. You hate listening to it, but fucking Twitter is no longer Twitter. I wrote a note and it says, it auto-corrected to chafing when I was saying Twitter is changing to X. It said Twitter is chafing to X, and that's exactly what it feels like. Now Twitter is called X, and the logo is gone. The bird has gone bye-bye. Bye-bye, birdie. Bye-bye. And it just adds to the shitty vibe of whatever's left of this place. I don't have my main account anymore. I just have a hockey account, and I have to use this basketball one in the meantime as I'm doing it. But I'm really not on it at all anymore. I barely check it just because it's lost that vibe. It's in that MySpace territory where people are just kind of not caring. And I think people think the same way about Threads. I don't think anyone cares about Threads. I think it was fun for a couple of days. I deleted it off my phone. I don't care. I do not care. And I might download it again time to time, check out what's going on. But I'm not keeping that shit on there just so they can listen to me and surveil me and sell my data. So if you're still in the Twitter mess, I hope you're having fun. I hope you're getting some kind of joy out of it. It just seems like a dead ghost town full of weird alt-right verified people that are paying to use it. It's a real crap show, but he's a billionaire. He's having fun. I don't think he cares at all if this thing folds, if he has to sell it to get out of some kind of bankruptcy. He's got billions. And yeah, I know he spent $44 billion, but it doesn't, when you have that much money, nothing matters. It doesn't matter. It's not going to sink him if he takes a loss on Twitter. You know what I mean? So best of luck to you. The plugs, Elon, it's getting more dire on my end. I do need you to send me a private message to your Turkish doctor. What's the good one to go to? Because if I'm going to go and get a hair transplant in Turkey, it's going to be like going down a street in Vegas full of casinos. Which one do you go to? What's the vibe, right? Like there's just going to be a million different doctors here. So I need to know. Oh, shit's falling. Everything's going crazy. And, Elon, we've talked about this before. You're real tight with the plug doctors, and that's not cool, man. You know what else is not cool? Fucking Paul Rubens died today. He died yesterday, but they announced it today. He's dead. He's been fighting cancer for years, apparently. Paul Rubens, Pee Wee fucking Herman, and I don't know why it fucking hit me today, and I realized that all these people that I looked up to and enjoyed watching as a kid, they were all people my parents' age. And all these guys are dying. Fucking Pee Wee's dead, man. He's 70 years old. He's gone. That's, my dad's turning 70 this year. It's just tough. It's tough when, everybody you liked watching as a kid are your parents' age. Because you're losing them all at once here. It's just not friggin' fair. Paul Rubens loved his career. I know he did the wank in the theater or whatever. He was in a porn theater. There's a lot of wanking going on. He wasn't watching one of his movies in a normal theater, right? He was in a porn theater, I think. I know there's been some other allegations about him and some of his artwork or something like that. But I think for the most part, Paul Rubens, other than giving her a yank in a jerk booth theater, I think he's been pretty okay. It did ruin his career. I think he went into a big depression because he obviously lost the Pee Wee stuff for a while. And he couldn't do kids stuff. And did he do Buffy after the wank? I feel like he did. So kudos to Buffy the Vampire Slayer for letting him post-wank go get back in a movie. And he did a great role. He was actually one of the best parts of that freaking movie. Loved Paul Rubens. Loved him in Blow. Loved him, obviously, as Pee Wee Herman. Rest in peace, my friend. It will not. There's nothing like it. He's a comedy icon. Hate him, find him annoying, whatever. You try and create that character to be like a cultural icon of a decade. The 80s really represented Pee Wee Herman. That was Pee Wee's time in the 80s. Before we get to the fitness update, just a couple more things. LeBron James' son went to cardiac arrest at a basketball practice. This kid is supposed to be maybe not as good as his dad, but he's supposed to be an NBA player. He's coming up. He's supposed to be drafted, I think, soon, and he just died on the floor, and they had to bring him back. So I don't know what that means for his career. I know that, I do a basketball podcast in my other life. I produce it. So we didn't talk about it. It happened our last episode. We didn't even bring it up at all, but he's obviously going to be fine. If he can't play basketball, he's going to have every fund available to him to do whatever he wants, whatever his dream is. His dad is a fucking magic genie for him, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants besides playing, if that's what it comes down to. Bronny is going to be fine. So let's go back to this shit show of this acting world that's going on right now. We've got all these strikes still going on. Still locked out in Canada for commercials, union actors. We have been locked out now 16 months. It's going to be, I think now, tomorrow, is August 1st, I think it'll be 16 months or so. Unbelievable. Crazy. I just can't believe this is going on. I had my first in-person callback of the year, I think. Maybe my second one. I don't know. I only drive in for callbacks now. There's no more first calls for me driving in, folks. Those days are done. But the callback, very weird, very late, waiting for that check. We'll see if that ever fucking comes. They do not want to pay actors at all in this fucking country anymore. It's brutal. I honestly, I think we're coming to an end. We're coming to an end. I hope that they survive, but I just think that it's with the AI and everything else, I think that we're headed somewhere dark where this entire industry in this country, it's a small market, remember, it's going to be decimated. It's going to be decimated. But what's going to decimate us before that happens is probably the fucking aliens. Because here we go again, somebody coming to Congress and saying that, yeah, I was part of an alien program. I know about the aliens. Yeah, we recovered non-human. Now, he said non-human. He didn't say a dog. You know, maybe they it was like a Back to the Future type of thing where they found a big shaggy dog in this vehicle, this spaceship of whatever kind. Maybe it was an orangutan. Didn't they first send a chimp to space? Wasn't that the first thing that went to space, a chimp or something? Maybe it was like he just said non-human. Would he didn't elaborate. He didn't elaborate and say what it looked like or anything. So, yeah, everybody's very skeptical of this news. They always think that when this stuff comes out, it's to distract the American people from something else that's going on. That, you know, that's how fucking dumb everybody is now. That they have to, like, do people really think that? They're like, okay, let's do the UFO hearings again to get people distracted. And if that's true, are we really regressing? Are our brains going back to Cro-Magnon? Is that working? I'm not happy about it. I don't like being teased that there's aliens if there's not aliens. So I'm very hard to convince people that there's anything else out there other than us. We're just these lucky dogs drilling for oil and uranium and trying to keep our fun hue lights on in our houses. You know? Don't the aliens know? I think, let me talk to the aliens about good lighting. Like, what do they want? Don't probe me. Let's talk about lighting, folks. Anyway, I don't care. We're all so fucking burned out from this world. It's boiling. We're in a climate boiling now. Everything's horrible. Like, yeah, bring it on, aliens. We don't give a fuck. We just don't.
Fitness update.
All right, guys. I've had a great month. Best month maybe since I rebooted this podcast in 2017 when Donald Trump became president of the United States of America. This is a MAGA podcast. You guys didn't know? No, it just coincided. It just coincided with what was actually going on at that time. But since then, beginning of 2017, I don't think I've had a workout month like this. It has been a very strange month for me work-wise as far as earning an income. Been the worst possibly of my career at my certain job that I have. Can't really talk about it. But so I've just been like, you know, if I don't work out, if I do not keep my brain going, I'm going to go into a dark, dark place. So I hit the ground running the end of June, right into July. I don't think I took a break for like a week. And I did not take many days off. I took maybe total 6 days off in the whole month. That's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good. And I got myself a new barbell. Now listen to this. About a year and a half ago, I bought like these plastic dumbbells that come with an extension, which is like this bar, and you can screw the dumbbells into the bar, and then you've got a barbell. You can do like bench press if you want. You can do squats, which is mainly what I use it for. But I was finding that the dumbbells were coming out of this thing when I was working out, and that's a bit dangerous because they're plastic threads. They're not holding. So I bought a new curl bar. I've wanted one for a long time. Sent that one to the Value Village. If you're looking for a deal, a steal of a deal, you're just trying to get the weights started, you want a cheap barbell, it'll probably be less than $10. Check out the New Market Value Village. I guess that's what I'm saying. If you're looking. But this metal one, I bought a fucking metal one. It can hold 300 pounds. I bought some different cuffs for it that are a little bit more, as long as I don't release them by accident, they're very secure. I've already had one issue with them. But anyways, I got these new cuffs for it. Comes with cuffs anyways. You know, the things that keep the weights on. And I've been working out really hard. I'm getting back into my weights because I've avoided weights for a long time because of my back, issues with my back. So I've just been kind of doing like cardio and going for walks and stuff like that. So now feeling good about the back. I'm using my board almost every day. I lay on it, stretch the back out. And if it starts to feel a little tweaked, I just get the ice on it, do a couple sessions with ice, and it seems to be fine. So my back has been a lot better. I haven't been in my chiropractor in months. That's good. Going for a massage this week. Oh, yeah. And, yeah, everything's good. I think, like, I'm just in a really good place with exercise right now, and that's where I want to be. That's where I got to be. And I'm going to start seeing some improvements because the problem is, folks, the problem is when you get older, when you get past your 30s, and we're going to talk a little bit about this in the health news, but you start to lose a little bit of that muscle mass once you get past 30. Your muscle mass starts to deteriorate. Not so much, not like you're a 60-year-old flapjack, but it does start to deteriorate a bit, and I can even feel it now, like, because I've been working out quite a bit. And you can kind of feel the difference where your muscles aren't quite as strong as where you would have been in your 20s. So it's just got to keep it up, keep working hard, keep adding the weight, and keeping that brain, nice and salty as I like. Get that potassium pumping, babe. Just get it pumped.
Health news. News that is health related.
Okay, let's get through a couple of these. Every once in a while I like to do the 8 habits to a healthy life, exercises that you can do for a longer life. Now, the 8 habits to a healthy life, this article that I found, it says that it could increase your life by like 24 years if you adhere to these 8 habits. And we're going to go through them and just see how many of them I struggle with. And you'll just know by the sound if it's if you get the buzzer, if you get the correct. So, I know there's going to be a lot of buzzers on this. So let's just go through it, okay? Number 1, this study was able to rank the 8 lifestyle behaviors to see which provided the biggest boost in longevity. Number 1, first on the list was exercise. Now, yeah, that one I do have. It does say, of course, we've been talking about this for many a time on this podcast. It's one of the most important behaviors that you can do. Adding that one healthy behavior produced a 46% decrease in the risk of death from any cause when compared with those who did not exercise. Okay, not bad. All right. Number 2, not becoming addicted to opioids. All right, that's one thing I'm also not, and that was the second most important contributor to a longer life, reducing the risk of early death by 38%. Don't do those opioids. Don't get on that dope sick, folks. Don't get on that fucking dope sick. I know you got that. I've been thinking about it with the bad back. It's like maybe it's time for me to get on that fucking oxy. Get on that oxy itch, babe. But I've watched too many docs on the Sackler family, and I'm not going to do a pill form of heroin. I'm just not going to do it, folks. Not going to do it. Now, number 3, never using tobacco reduces risk of death by 29%. Okay, unfortunately, I have used tobacco in my life. If a person was a former smoker, this didn't count. So if you used to smoke, I'm sorry, this one is not going to reduce you. Even if you quit, apparently, it's not going to reduce your risk of death by 29%. However, stopping smoking at any point in life confers major health benefits, okay? We're not saying just to not quit, okay? It's been a long time since I ever was constant. It was always like a dabble, I get a pack here, a pack there type of deal. Wasn't getting up and having it with my coffee every day for 6 years or 10 years or, I know people that smoke for 50 years. Anyway, number 4, managing stress was next, reducing early death by 22%. Study found that stress is rampant with devastating consequences for health, and there are ways to revamp your outlook and turn bad stress into good stress. So if you're good at mixing that stress, I'm going to have to, I'm going to give both. I'm going to give both because I struggle with this, but I also feel like I'm pretty good at handling it. I think I've gotten a lot better. I think we all have to deal with stress. I think I could be better. I ain't saying I'm going to reduce it by 22%, but I think I'm somewhere around 10%. I'd be happy with that. Not bad. Okay, this one's for the vegs. Number 5, eating a plant-based diet would raise your chances of living a longer life by 21%. But that doesn't mean you have to be a vegetarian or vegan. Following a healthy plant-based plan, such as the Mediterranean diet, for the full of whole grains and leafy green vegetables, was key. Okay, well, don't fully do that. Diet is a problem for me. Diet is one of the things that holds me back from getting back to trainer Matt. Number 6 coming up too is also a thing that I struggle with. I'm actually sipping on a little thing right here. Let's get on to that. Avoid binge drinking. That's a double buzzer for that one. Binge drinking, which is having more than 4 alcoholic beverages a day, was another healthy lifestyle habit, reducing the risk of death by 19%. So if binge drinking is on the rise, people are doing it a lot more. It's not just college students, even moderate drinkers are at risk. So, you got to try to limit the booze. If you have 4 drinks in a day, that's technically a binge. I feel like I've gotten a lot better. I've definitely had days, and I do have days where I'll have 4, or I'll have more. Sometimes I'll have 7. It's just the way it is. That is my one crutch. I've never done coke. I've never done ecstasy. I've never done any fucking powder. The booze I know is the worst one, some may say, but that at least it's just that one. Number 7, getting a good night's sleep. Defined at least 7 to 9 hours a night with no insomnia reduced early death from any cause by 18%. Okay. So I definitely get that amount of sleep. I'm a heavy sleeper. Insomnia is not my thing. I've gone through some periods in my life where I've gotten up and woken up at 3 and been all fucked up. But for the most part, I sleep like a fucking brick. And I love that. I love getting a good night's sleep. There's nothing like it. I've always loved sleep. One of my favorite things about being human is how much I enjoy sleeping and dreaming. Now, the last one, being surrounded by positive social relationships, helped longevity by 5%, this study found. I'm going to have to give both. I've got positive, I got negative relationships in my life. It's just the way it fucking is. I think we all do. And it's only 5%. So maybe we can all tell number 8 to fuck off, because I wish that we could all just live in Disneyland and everyone gets along and you don't have issues with people and they don't have issues with you. But that's just not the way it goes, folks. It's not the way it fucking goes. Okay, so let's move on to this next one. Now, this one, I'll just go through it fast. If you're somebody, now this is a fitness podcast. It's one of the only fitness podcasts that's pro fast food. Okay. It doesn't mean you can eat it every day. It means in moderation, enjoy it. Think of what Henry VIII would be like if he had a Big Mac. He'd be farting. He'd be loving it. So these are 5 different kinds of exercises that can help you live a longer life. Now, we've already had It's kind of a bit of a subcategory of the first one, which was exercise, of the last article we talked about. But these 5 exercises, you don't need weights and stuff. You can just do them without weights. But like, I'll run through them real quick. Squats, number 1. Now, these are great. These are like people who want to like really work their core and get abs and stuff should do squats, because it works your full lower body, it works your core, works your knee, your hip, your ankles, it works everything. Squats are great as long as you're doing them properly and you're not fucking shit up. I highly recommend these. Even if you don't have weights, I like to put weights on my shoulders when I do it, but you can just squat down, do 3 sets of 10 every day. Static lunges, okay? Do a lunge, get into that lunge, drop down into that lunge, and hold it. Do little bobs. When I was a football player, we used to do this, and it hurt. It hurt a lot, but it's isometric. If you're doing a static leg lunge, I'll post the articles to these so you can see the pictures and everything too if you want to look at it. But a static lunge is very good. Always do isometric workouts. Isometric workouts are fantastic for you. 3, hip bridges. Get on your back. Pop those knees up. Target your glutes, your hamstrings, your lower back. Be careful with this one. Don't fuck up. If you got lower back issues, I'd maybe avoid this one. Just be careful with it. It can help prevent lower back pain and injury, but you know, if you're struggling with something, stay away. 4, planks, fantastic. They hit that core. I've been told by doctors, I've been told by massage therapists, I've been told by chiropractors to not do crunches anymore. Do not do sit-ups. If you do crunches are okay, I think, if you're not engaging your lower back. But sit-ups, like that old-timey sit-up shit, don't do those. Those are terrible for you. It's proven. Do a plank, and it's going to work that very thin inner muscle that is like separating your organs from your abdominal wall. Very hard to target when you're not doing a plank. Trust me. Number 5, if you've seen The Wrestler, if Mickey Rourke didn't get you revved, it's push-ups. Target your shoulders, your chest, your triceps, and your core. Do push-ups, brother. Push-ups, brother. Remember when he said that after he smoked 50 cigarettes? Push-ups are great. They're kind of like the worst thing that I always find that they feel awful. But if you can do a modified one with a bent knee, if they really bother you, work your way up. I've put them into my workout routine now when I'm doing chest and back, and it feels good. I can feel my chest getting stronger again, getting rid of that flab, baby. Let's have some shit. Okay, we're like racing through that stuff, okay? As I always say, whenever we do the health news, I post links to the articles in the show notes as well. A big part of the show is, I do some links to some goofy photos too. So have a fun click when you're sitting there. You're on the toilet, you're pushing, you're sweating, you're katunking. Have a good time, folks. This is the other shit part of the podcast. This is where I just cover whatever the fuck else I want before I say goodbye for a couple weeks. We're getting that last one in. It's July 31st. We're trying to get that last July in because now we're moving into that last month of summer, okay? We're moving into the last month, and then you're going to start thinking about fucking the greatness of fall. We're getting a little tease of fall weather today, and I can't wait. I love fall so much. Think I'm going away on a trip for fall. I can't wait. We'll get more into that once it gets more locked in. But in the meantime, we just got to enjoy the rest of the summer, right, folks? We just got to enjoy it. I feel it's been almost 4 years since I left the city of Toronto. This August, mid-August, will be 4 years. And it's sad to see that you need to make $40 an hour just to live in that city. If you want a 2-bed, 1-bed, $32.60 is what you got to be making an hour to afford a 1-bed in the city of Toronto. It's only going to get worse, and people with all these interest rates and stuff going up. You're living in homes, you're renting condos. Good luck, because you're going to have landlords that are starting to sell. As my mom's condo that she's renting, they just got notified that the landlord has to sell because of all that. They're just struggling. So it's going to be a lot of that. It's going to be a lot of displacement. Who knows where the fuck we'll be at? Right now, we're in the hometown stopover here in Newmarket, but how long are we going to be here? Our next place isn't going to be around the corner. I go for walks around this neighborhood. I try to scan it in. I try to get it in my brain because one day we'll be long gone from here. We'll be moving around the fucking block and fucking hometown stopover. We're up and we're out, baby. We're up and we're out. But Toronto, we won't be going back to the city. I feel like Toronto will just one day be like empty cathedrals of real estate delusion. It'll just be these, they just keep wanting to put in more and more condos. And now they're putting in like little condo cities. That's the new thing where they want to put them where malls are and kind of surround a mall with these condo cities. They're doing it. They're doing it at Yorkdale. They're going to do it at Sherway, apparently. Absolutely nuts. I don't know. Is that the future? Is that where we are? We'll all get our Uber Eats from our autonomous cars to these mall condos. Jesus. Speaking of Uber Eats, that's the one thing, as I say, I'm working on a lot. Sometimes we get Uber Eats a little too much. It's so fucking expensive. We got sushi the other night. There's always a worry when you order sushi that you're going to get the fucking fish bouquet instead of the roll. It's very tricky. It's the way they word it sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to tell which one is the fish bouquet. And I don't want to eat a fish bouquet. I don't know who does. I don't think anyone in Japan wants the fish bouquet. It's just, there's something about it that sets me off. Don't like it. We accidentally got a fish bouquet, and guess where that went? Right into the fucking green bin. Can't fucking eat a bouquet of fish, okay? So when you're ordering sushi, just know. Just fucking know, okay? Here's some real dumb shit. I love to talk about Subway. We've talked about good old Jared on this podcast before. Subway will give you free sandwiches for life if you legally change your name to Subway. Yes, this is where they're at right now. This is what happens when you are in a child porn scandal with your pitchman and you are trying to find your way with all these loose meats and cake bread sandwiches. The sandwich chain announced that it would supply one Subway superfan with a lifetime supply of free subs if they agree to legally change their first name to Subway. Subway Duncan. That would be my name. Subway Duncan. How do I do this? It sounds like a great Hollywood name. Subway Duncan, great character actor name. And then I get $50,000 of Subway gift cards. Additionally, the company will provide the winner $750 to help cover the legal fees associated with the name change. Why do you want me to change my name to Subway? Subway Duncan. Ugh. This company has really lost its way since that PETA. What if I change my name to Jared Fogle? Will you give me $100,000? Because that's going to be hell. That's going to be way worse than Subway Duncan. But, I'm considering it. And maybe I'll turn it into a business, and I'll sell the gift cards and try to make back the $50,000, because God knows I need some money right now. It says the contest is spurred by the success of the release of Subway's new Deli Hero sandwiches. Earlier in July, the store launched this new line of sandwiches in conjunction with the rollout of deli slicers in all of their stores. Oh, so the company installed deli meat slicers in 20,000 locations, costing the brand a whopping $80 million. I still don't know why I need to change my name to Subway Duncan. The automatic machines were gifted to franchise restaurants in the U.S. The lineup of Deli Hero sandwiches includes 4 new sandwiches. Okay, so they're slicing the meat now. We're not getting that turkey roll slap anymore when we're going in there. You want to go in and you want to get a Titan turkey, Grand Slam ham, they're going to be slicing that thing on the machine. That's great. Another thing to stress those poor people that work in those places. How they got to fucking clean the goddamn slicer and hope they don't shave off a piece of their fucking thumb. Subway Duncan is here to stay, folks. So, yeah, they're phasing out pre-sliced meats. That's it. They're trying to be fresher. It's like you're coming into a beautiful Italian bakery at Subway. That's what they want to get to, right? Well, you're always going to be a pedo shop, but I will change my name to Subway Duncan for the gift cards, and I will share them with my friends. And there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, we're at the end of this thing, guys. There's just a couple of things. I read an article about the global sperm rates. I think it was a New Yorker article, and it's like sperm rates are way down. The infertility is just getting worse, apparently, with men. And I guess there's people that are trying to make business of that. They want you to freeze your stuff because eventually this is going to become a rich person's game, having children. Because yes, apparently like South Korea, they won't even exist in like 60 years. They'll be completely gone. That's how little they are procreating. I don't know why this caught my article. I just feel that like this, I understand for the sake of humanity, this could be a concern. If we do not keep procreating, we're in trouble. We're going to lose it. We're going to lose the human race. But I feel like until we start making some better choices as humans, if we start treating the planet just a smidge better, then maybe we can think about saving the human race, you know? Maybe. Because it doesn't look like it's going to get any better. It looks like we're just this terrible virus. And we need to fucking get our shit together. Last thing I'll say. Last fucking thing. Why are there so many people on the internet, young people, that have dentures? They don't look like they're drug addicts. I just keep seeing these reels on Instagram of people, young people, with dentures. And I've talked to my dentist about it. And she said, oh, nobody gets dentures anymore. That's because, dental hygiene wasn't as good back then. That's why all our grandparents have dentures and shit. But now there's all these fucking young people getting dentures. Is this becoming like a TikTok thing? Like people don't want to brush their fucking teeth anymore, so they're getting dentures? I've seen some videos, too, where like you would think the transformation of some of these people when they put dentures and makeup on is like, holy fuck. Holy fuck. The truth is out there. All right, guys, we wrap this up under 40. That's good. We got 2 in July. Thanks for listening. I know the last one was a little bit long, but it was episode 100. It was special and it was fun. We're going to watch Drop Dead Fred. Eventually, he'll get back on here and we'll talk about it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all the people across the world that are checking us out. Thank you for my people in Toronto who are checking this out. We're going to keep the journey going, and we'll see you in mid-August.